I don't know why I all of a sudden started having like this weird itching, like hives or something on my chest. It's really weird. Just sitting here looking at the cloudy skies, and I thought that I would come on here real quick and talk to y'all for a bit. Any of you guys that have been around for the past 13 years, or even 10 years, or even several years, these people, when they are gone away from YouTube, especially certain people, I'll call off names in a minute. And it's not that we're hoping that they're dead. No, we're not necessarily hoping that they died. Some people are, though. I totally understand. Anybody that it's very disturbing seeing child predators um seeming like they're getting away with it. It's extremely disappointing. A lot of you good people out there that have seen the way a lot of these people have predatorily stalked children, families, and it is awful when you see them on here, especially when they're trying to laugh and giggle and act like everything's okay. It's disturbing. And for some of y'all doubt God's existence because of it, you know, especially a lot of y'all that are psychic or intuitive, and like full well what certain people are about and what they have done. You know what I mean? You see them out here grinning and cheesing. It's extremely disappointing every time they either go live or put up a video, and you're just like, I'm there with y'all for real. It's like this person is just so full of shit, corrupt, disgusting, awful. You don't believe that there's gonna ever be any justice. It sucks. Yep. Certain people. I'll start calling out names. We already know Mike, the bomb, but Talia, ugh, cringe. Pat Sajak, Patricia Smith, cringe. Cat Smith, cringe. Tina Rodan, cringe, 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 cringe. Very cringe. uh Spirit Tree, she's another one. And Alexis K. Tyler. All of them. They are, if I miss somebody, let me know. They are disgusting people. Absolutely deplorable. I could name a few more that are in on that toxic shit, but I'm not. It's disgusting. And they literally, you know what? It's like they don't have souls or something. It's really weird. The way they just parade around the internet, just doing all that goofy, not just goofy stuff, but like diabolical evil shit, the way that they do it unapologetically. We all know what went down. Everybody that has been around for years is still here. And they know exactly what they did. They know exactly what they about. You are a horribly horrific, disgusting person to basically attempt what they attempted, but then also how full of shit they are, like just in the public. They just are so full of shit, the way they pretend that they give a fuck about certain people. Some of them be fronting like they give a fuck. Them people don't give a damn about nobody or nothing. They don't. They do not care. They are awful people. And this whole thing that they've done trying to make friends with each other and stuff, it's even that's fake. Even that is fake. All of it is a fraud, all of it. And it sucks. Here's the thing about it. It's too many of them for me to be able to take them all down at the same time and still be able to like survive. Like it's I can't and I won't. Obviously it wouldn't be an expectation of me to do that. Obviously, for me to just like make them all disappear from YouTube. I've said what I've had to say. I've tried to get the word out there. They are always watching because and they act like people don't know, like they really act like that. But that was one of the reasons why they were very strategic about consistently flagging my channels, because they didn't want people to know. They didn't want people to know how sick they are, all of them, and full of shit, and full of shit. So problem is that I have client cases that I have to work. I can't spend all my time. Hey, Stefan, they need to be removed from YouTube. They need to be questioned. They need to be put on trial. They need their computers checked. All of them need their financial records checked to see who all is involved with what they're doing. They need to be followed. They need to be monitored by secret agents to watch what all of them are doing, every last one of them. Um, and it's enough evidence to throw them all in prison. That's a fact. That's what they need, or either mental institutions. But the issue is that I have to focus. I have to stay focused. That's the thing. I cannot just stop living because of social media. Because at the end of the day, even though they do crazy stuff like when Kat pulled up over here and embarrassed herself because she's so desperate for validation and approval, like she saw the ring cam, but yet she still got close to it and exposed herself. Doing stuff like that, threatening to go down to courtrooms and things of that nature. By the way, guys, on a side note, the courts have been notified. Yes, they have. Trust me on that. They have been notified with her photograph that she possibly could be in the courtroom that day filming. Filming. So, and yes, it is very, first of all, if you were just in a courtroom, that would be different. But you're stalking. And it doesn't matter if my 70-year-old uncle is not there enough to, he's seven. My uncle's almost 70. He came in the kitchen a few days ago and he told me he was like, I'm. He's like, I'm almost 70. My uncle's almost 70. And he just got done with cancer treatments, radiation, and he's on medication. So, you know, they took advantage of my uncle in a very sensitive state of his existence. I'm not saying that my uncle is not powerful. I'm not saying that my uncle Is, but so for you to do that, and then fact check, you have factually been stalking me for 13 years and I've asked you repeatedly to leave me alone. Um, and then also, more than likely, she'll be filming or either she's stalking so that she can try to get information about somebody who she has been stalking. So it's very illegal what she did. In fact, that it was screenshotted and sent to the police. She honestly, if Cat Smith moved to Kentucky, um, probably not a good idea to let her get out of the state without being locked up. She needs to be locked up somewhere. Okay, seriously. So, anyway, back to what I was talking about. Just knowing how diabolical they are, how they bullied a baby, literally a baby. Jacob was a baby when they started that shit. He was literally 1 years old, and they were claiming that Jacob couldn't talk. Alexis K. Tyler started that. She is a sick woman, very sick. Ever since then, even when I befriended her after that, she never apologized once for doing that. Never once. So, it's they literally since he was a baby coming on here, trying to sexually abuse people, sex traffic images of them, um, reposting images of my children from their social media, that of which they have every right to post what the fuck they want on their social media. And they skipped all of the pregnant photos of my daughter. My daughter actually has updated photos on there of her pregnant, very pregnant, that they skipped over. Yeah, by the way. Those are older photos, and she can put whatever the fuck she wants on her fucking social media. It's just disgusting. It is. Sitting around sounding like old perverted fucking Uncle Ruckuses and shit. Yuck. Absolutely fucking gross, all of them. There should, it's bad enough that you're a greasy old bastard, a disgusting parasite. But for like a 50 or 60-year-old fucking man to be talking like that about a young girl who would never fucking look his fucking way, and that dude Jimmy gonna end up in the hospital. He'll be gone soon. He'll be hospitalized soon. Cause I did overhear some of the disgusting shit he was saying. Talking about I'm gonna take your daughter out and I'm gonna send you a cash app and da 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 da. He would never say that shit to my face because he would end up on the fucking ground bleeding. Everybody ain't no fucking crackhead. Nobody's gonna sit up there and give you their daughter for any amount of money, you fucking sick, ugly, old, fat fuck. Disgusting. All those people are disgusting. It's disgusting seeing them come back to YouTube. It's like, why do people like you exist? Why do people like you exist? Hey, Stevan, remember when Mike made that one live talking about why is she proud? Nigga, why are you proud of what you're fucking doing? You can't shame somebody for taking a fucking sexy photo if they fucking want to. That's what my daughter want to fucking do. That's what the fuck she wants to do. Yo bitch ass shouldn't be looking at her social media fucking with her. All of them are fucking disgusting. All those people are fucking disgusting. All of them. For whatever fucking reason, maybe my daughter wanted to show off her body. I do know that nobody owes them a fucking explanation. You know, don't know what the fuck are you doing? I can't stand. I cannot stand black people that talk about young people's sexuality in a shameful way like that. That what? How do I say? How do I articulate what the fuck I'm trying to say? Oppressive, sexually oppressive is what I want to say. I cannot fucking stand that. I'm not encouraging anybody to sleep around. Y'all know how I feel about that. But you're still being sexually oppressive because you're trying to shame somebody for expressing themselves sexually. And I had never saw that before. Like my daughter was never friends with me from that account. So I don't see stuff like that. Like I'm her mother. If I look out the corner of my eye and see that, I'm not gonna be looking at it hard. Be like, oh shit. My other daughter, she be posting some stuff in social media. I don't pay no attention to it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Kids, these are young adults. So, it just ill. All of them need to. It's a shocker that all of them are okay, or like I don't think that they're actually 100% okay with themselves personally. When they come on here just laughing and giggling, it's like you are a fucking psychopath. Like you are some disgusting fucking people. And they just keep going with it. That's all they do. That's what they do. No, no, big no. We take karma from them and they're from us, huh? I don't know. Wait a minute, what they say? Just pop in to give a million like you deserved all the time. Oh, thank you, Anisha. Thank you. This generation is new era. We gotta adapt, but don't learn them to spread our energy and take over others. Oh, I kind of don't really understand that. You're gonna have to explain that to me a little bit better, that last statement. But it just when somebody is totally full of shit, then I think that people need to be careful because like they're basically telling you to your face who they are, basically. Hi, I am here to take from you. I don't give a fuck about you. I am here to take directly from you, and I cannot be trusted with your family. I can't be trusted with your family. I basically that's what they're saying to you. Basically, hi, I am here to um, try to do whatever I can to, take from you and your family, which is crazy. Which is crazy. So I was seeing them yesterday, and I was hearing somebody saying like the way they talking about me, with as far as Mike giving me that money when I was in Georgia. First of all, he owed me every goddamn penny that he fucking gave me. And I should have sued his ass for more than that. When he got that money for all them houses, I should have immediately filed a lawsuit against him and sued him in the Supreme Court of Law in Georgia. It's what the fuck I should have did. Yeah, for everything. I should have filed a civil lawsuit against him. If I could go back and do it over with, I would have, first of all. Second of all, nobody did that to him on purpose. I would never just do that to somebody. I don't play people for their money. That's bullshit. That is not what the fuck happened. So I really wish that somebody would quit saying that because that's not what the fuck happened. And he was of clear, sound mind, body, and spirit when he did what the fuck he did. Because he can talk all the crap that he wants, but he knows that he needed to do the right thing. He just couldn't bring himself to pay for us to come home, and he should have. You said with the sexual energy. That's the reason the oldest get marriage then give and then gave sex. We can't do that. That's why the world is fucked up. By the way, I played your video. Somebody owned me like literally €500,000. What can I do? I just want to get what's rightfully mine. Euro. You know what? I wish I could convert that to US dollars. Damn. Yeah, I don't even be hearing it. It's something, when people have beeping like things like that, like you hear it every once in a while, but you just kind of tune it out. So I've been over here meditating and stuff with frequencies, and so I ain't even hear it. Um, I'm downstairs right now too, so I'm usually upstairs, but I'm not up there right now. What can you do if somebody owes you €500,000? I mean, do they have it to pay it back? That would be the first question. Because you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. I mean, if they don't have it to pay it back, then it would do you no good to take them to court or something, or to try to do a pay me what you owe me working. So it just would depend. I mean, that kind of money, you got to be pretty, well off, you know. So, yeah, it pisses you off for people to just be able to commit crimes against humanity and for them to just come back giggling about it. And the thing of it is that, oh yeah, now I hear it. Now I hear it. Um, what I don't like is the bullshit. I don't like how they front like they are powerful. I can't stand that shit. I do not like fake ass people. I do not. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have no power. And that's obvious. They're sick people. They're sick people. Okay? Like anybody that tries to pick on a little kid, they do it because they feel like they can overpower a little kid, a grown person picking on a little baby, a little child. And honestly, after all the crazy shit that Mike did, and he never has ever, I just want to assure y'all that he has never, ever, ever, not one fucking time ever been abusive to Jacob. Jacob don't even, he ain't never heard none of that dumb shit. None of it. Okay. So I just want to assure y'all of that because that was some weird shit. I don't know, maybe they can get a little spell to work here and there or whatever. Honestly, there's all kinds of spells for that though. Like, um, I call it memory replacement healing therapy. Spell word. Like, for example, all this weird, odd, goofy shit, right? All these with these weirdnesses, like just incidences like that were kind of done to cause trauma. Every now and then I go back and I do a clean sweep to where it's like it never fucking happened. And it literally is never like it fucking happened. You know, stuff like what happened, what they tried to do with my uncle. You know what I mean? I personally think it could just be because my uncle's older. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they got him to say crazy shit like that. I just know that it was very disgraceful, and I beat somebody's ass. I will literally fucking go the fuck off if anybody was to ever say anything abusive to my children. Nobody ever is allowed to ever. Hey Lenny, pretty good morning. Nobody is ever allowed to talk shit to my kids. In fact, when all of my three older children were in school, when they got bullied, I went up to the school to act a fool. Trust me. I am very sensitive to that. I do not like that. And a lot of people say, oh, well, it's a normal part of life. Y'all don't understand not what was happening to us. Shortly before we decided to move to Lawrence, Kansas, we lived in Grandview, Missouri, right? There was a freaking violent group of kids who were like a gang. These were little kids, right? They were like in a gang. Little kids. Of course, there was an older person that was encouraging them to do that I ended up telling about himself. It was an older man. You could tell that he was one of those just kind of ghetto types, and he was like literally leading all those children to do that. And I went down there and talked to him. I was like, hey, I said, you need to tell your kids to leave my kids alone. Of course, they were extremely ghetto and extremely ignorant. Um, and then the kids had egged our townhouse too. I was like, let me get the fuck away from here. It's so weird. So I don't play that shit with my kids. I was sitting here meditating to some frequencies, and I was thinking about how painful and scary it is to be a mother, to be a parent. I can't stand nothing that's ignorant. I can't stand nobody that's ignorant. I don't give a fuck what race you are. I do not like that ignorant ghetto shit. I never have. I can't stand it. Yuck. Yeah, basically, like, I'm talking about if stuff happened like during times of like spiritual warfare to where you're not like getting like nothing actually is happening, like nothing traumatic happened, but something stupid happened, like something like that. You know what I'm saying is what I'm talking about. And that we do that all the time. In fact, I have a ward set up for that, for people's weird goofy crap. So it basically vexes. Basically, that's a vex, in my opinion. As far as just like the weird, it's like, what is this weird, goofy? Seem like somebody, whoever's idea this was, smokes methamphetamines or something. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this weird, goofy shit that looks like it came out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like what the like when people act weird, and like definitely, when my uncle did that, I was like, what was up with that weirdness? I was like, what? Basically, shit like that. It's kind of like, boop, don't nobody give a damn. That never happened. We're moving forward. We're moving forward because somebody that's playing narcissistic games with you will try to do shit to slight you or vex you or hex you daily, and they'll just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. I will let go and let universe do the job. Yeah. What would you do if you get into hospital and someone took your business? I don't want to go to court. I know I don't. Yeah, I don't deal with hospitals. For me, like personally. Anyway, um, then again, I'm trying to look at my chest to see. Well, I'm glad I don't have hives. Sometimes I will get hives, y'all. I have somewhat sensitive skin, but it's not. I'm very, my skin is very, like, how do I, healthy though. But anyway, I just ill. It's just like God. And people will be like, oh, you're so this and you're so that. It's like, do you even know this person? Like, people are so dumb sometimes. They literally have no idea what type of person that they are dealing with. Anybody that has the capability to lodge a conspiracy against a child is not worth a pile of donkeys shit. Anybody that's able to do that, you are lower than dirt. You are less than zero. No, and people be like grand rising and hello, and it's like you're a piece of shit, straight up and down. Like and they just be laughing and they just look goofy. They are literally clowns, man, for real. I wouldn't trust them to look after an ink pen for me, like an inanimate object. Fuck that. So, anybody that has the ability to tell a big lie, I'm not talking about white lies. White lies are different because white lies can be good because maybe you're protecting your privacy, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, you just don't, if it's not that big of a deal, you know what I mean? But to tell big lies and to be able to continue to tell big lies and you have no problem with it, it is literally something wrong with your soul. You're tainted. You're a tainted individual. Period. End of story. I don't care what you're saying. My position stands on it. It's just like I'm just looking at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then when somebody does something that is wrong, for them to not apologize for it, for you to be able to go to, like, for me, if it, and I don't do that often, like I really honestly don't. If I do something, like for me, like I've always been this way, if I say something, and I don't never say nothing that I don't mean. You know what I'm saying? I've had so many years to develop myself as a human being and evolve. So I don't do that. But I am the type of person that if I did do that, I would immediately take it back. I can't say fuck shit to anybody, unless it's an enemy. You know what I'm saying? My loved ones and shit. Before I lay my ass down and I'm able to fucking go to sleep that night, I'm apologizing. I can't do that. I can't, like, it's just, I'm not wired like that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I can't say something. You can ask my kids. I've never been an abusive mother. I've never been the type of mother to take my shit out on my kids. Okay. Um, but if I ever say something that I think may have bothered somebody or something that I feel like I need to take back because it ain't right, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to say, you know what? I take that back, transmute it. I didn't mean that. You know what I'm saying? But it's some people that they'll do some shit and they just don't give a fuck. And it's something wrong with those people. That's like a goddamn sociopath or a psychopath or something. And I can't say, oh well, fuck you. You're just a complete stranger. I don't give a fuck about. Like, there are families on here that I absolutely fucking love and adore, and I have put their children on my list of protected ones. I can't, even if it's somebody that I don't know, I can't just attack people that I don't know and not give a fuck. That is not the type of person I am, especially not for no goddamn YouTube fame and attention. No, no, I'm gonna get that anyway. I can get that anyway. Why would I need to go to those extremes any damn way? Hey, money bills. Hello. And it just the depravity of it all. Depravity is usually connected to the demon Moloch, though, guys. And y'all gonna hear me warn y'all about him. He's at his capacity. He is filled to capacity. Trust me. He has a lot of people that are willing to worship him and sacrifice anything to him. He is. So, like, that's literally one of the entities that we're dealing with that cause people to be that depraved. Me, on the other hand, when I started this channel grew very quickly. I ain't had to come on here and say nothing about nobody's babies to get some attention. Girl, bye. No, not Jamila. I'm going to get that anyway. I got that already. So, you know what I'm saying? And if I couldn't get that, I still wouldn't do no shit like that. Not I. You know what? Fuck some fucking money. I can get a fucking job making less money than what I make in my business. I sure can. I'd rather do that than that, even though I don't necessarily have to do that. I'd rather do that than I don't want no fucking money. If I got to do some shit like that for a couple of dollars, I ain't about to do none of that shit. I will be happy with just having something average, and I'll be good. That's just how I am. Riches and wealth and prosperity, I can get that without doing shit like that. I can. But then again, there's some people they like, even if they made 150,000 a year, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Right. Oh, I want millions. I want millions. And then that's when people are willing to compromise themselves as well as others. And that's something for me. I don't never have to be no fucking millionaire. Fuck being a millionaire. Fuck that. That's fine with me. If I earn my salary, I worked for it, I did right. When I leave this earth, I'm going to have a clear conscience when I leave this earth. Okay? Period. End of story. Especially when it comes to little kids, man. I'm very sensitive about stuff like that. I do not like stuff like that. And it's too many adults in this world that are willing to compromise the well-being of children. We see it happening every damn day. It's too many of them willing to do that for a couple of bucks. Nah. Somebody said, well, Jamila, why don't you sell your kid to me or something, and you can get some purses. Fuck you. Fuck your purses. Fuck your life. And if anybody ever came up to me making any kind of offers like that, they gonna get cursed. I'm be like, excuse me, can I have your name? Thank you. You're cursed, motherfucker. So, that's just the type of person that I am, and I ain't gonna fucking change. I'm, you know, I was thinking about my grandmother a lot yesterday, and my other grandmother, Versa. Her name was Versi. We called her Versi. Um, I didn't never call her grandma either. She always had us call her Versi. But she died when I was really, really young. She was like that, but her mama, big mama, like if it was like my friends and stuff, like if I had a couple of my friends from the neighborhood, when we got out of school or whatever, or or they was maybe possibly locked out of their house or something, or couldn't get in and they was hungry. My big mama would be like, give them, let them come on in and give them, y'all make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I come from that kind of blood. I don't come from evil, diabolical blood. I come from good people all around. Yeah, we don't do stuff like that. Trust me, my ancestors cried. Trust me. Trust me. Because my grandmother is proud of and loves all of us. Me as her granddaughter, my children as her great grandchildren. And she don't play that shit. She does not. That's why I'm gonna keep a candle going for her. I sure am. She the main one. My grandma Lena, because she was serious about that. And she's been turning over and over in her grave a lot of times with the bullshit that has been going on. It is fucking disgusting. And my grandma Versi. I've been communing with her a little bit also. Because she, like I said, she died when I was really young. Like, I'm talking about like 10, I think I was like 10 years old. I was about 10 years old when Versi died. So, and my father was just tore up. He was like, it fucked him up. It fucked my father up when he lost his mother. In fact, that was around the time my parents split up too, because he went into a deep, 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 dark, depressive state. So, this and I just don't. You know what I'm saying? If you're a bad person and you're trying to hurt people, that's when I don't give a fuck. But when I see people that are good people, and I am the type of person that sees the good in people, but I'm also not a dumb person, right? So I know when it's like just genuine people that are just fucking here to do God's will, which is to what? Which is to live and love and laugh under the sun. That, like, literally, like, if you were God and you created this paradise for your children to just go around and play in, you know what I'm saying? You got people on this earth doing evil, fucking diabolical shit like that. It's just like, ew, yuck. I do not fuck around like that. Is this about Clive Davis? Hell no, Clive Davis. Ain't got nothing to do with Clive. I ain't think about no Clive Davis. Yeah, I ain't thinking about him. In fact, I'm, I, yeah, no, I don't just, I deal with people with common folk is what I usually deal with. because and that's another thing that disturbs me is people's ultra fixation on famous people. You know what I'm saying? There are all sorts of people on this planet and they count too. Okay. Yeah, but so no, I don't be I don't be giving down by no nothing like that. In fact, I like music. I love music actually. I'm a very musical type of person. All types of music. I was listening to Mozart like a couple of hours ago. I listen to all types of music for different reasons. But, I just it's something that like when it like I'm not just that type of person like, and I've never ever wanted to be famous ever. Mm. I for one believe that you can have money and even wealth, and you don't have to be famous or a singer, dancer. Oh, I made an app, y'all. I'm gonna link it to the community wall. I think it's live. Mm. Well, I didn't make it. It was real easy. AI made it, but it's still a really nice app. I have it downloaded to my phone, but when I search for it on like Google Play Store, I didn't see it. But maybe it's because it's brand new, or maybe it's because it's something else that I got to do. But it's definitely live. I'm gonna try to do some test orders on it, but you know, yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all something. YouTube used to be such a great app for like families and stuff. It's turned into something else. It has. Back when I was TTCing and doing hair videos and stuff with Jacob, when I was pregnant with Jacob, it was totally different back then. Nowadays, it's not safe for kids. It's not for people to put their kids up here, really. So, anyway, y'all. Yeah, I don't have the resources though. I don't have the resources to get them people removed from YouTube. I can't. If I spend all my time worrying about that, I would have nothing for myself. I would have nothing, and nobody's gonna pay me to do it. So I can't focus on that. That's why I'm like, just don't focus on it. This is like I was saying yesterday. Even if you got gang stalkers being goofy, just live your life. You know, it's the difference between being the hangman and being the hangman. Like you don't let people make you the hangman where they just holding your shit up. Got to keep it moving forward. But even though these toxic people are still here, That's what I was gonna tell you guys. Please don't think those people ain't going through something. They just have a really good way of hiding it. The hell? They come on here with the giggles and shit because they want to try to convince you that everything is all gravy. Please believe that those people are going through some kind of torment. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I don't care what they say. In fact, that's why they come on here and do that, because they want you to think, oh, I did all that horrible, disgusting shit and I'm okay. And ain't none of them really okay. They not going to admit it though. So I don't have to sit up here and just keep worrying about it. You know what I'm saying? Mm. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good Tuesday. Have a happy Tuesday, y'all. Okay. I'll see y'all later.